So last year, the Broncos defense goes from 27th in the league to third in points. And obviously, there's a huge leap that goes into that. If someone comes to you and says, why did that leap happen? And like, we're talking about could have been three defensive player of the year candidates. You obviously win the award. But like, what went into that leap from a personnel standpoint, a scheme standpoint, just a development standpoint with Sean Payton? What happened?
I think, obviously with our team and our defense, I think we brought in the right personnel in that regard to make those changes happen. But I think most of the credit goes towards Vance Joseph, our defensive coordinator. For him to be able to allow guys to shine in their own skill set within the defense, and and just bringing in the confidence for guys each and every week, just with his play calling and how aggressive his defense is. So a lot of credit goes to him because behind the scenes, a lot of people don't get to see the work he's in. So I say credit goes to Vance.
Explain something he helped you with, just tangible. And I know people talk about how hard you work on your technique and all that stuff, but like, what exactly did Vance Joseph make you better at last year?
Supplying me with a great D-line. I think that's one of the biggest things for me. Because, all times of none, we be watching film, and for us corners, we looking at different concepts. Then Vance always point out to the front seven, and he looks and says, like, DBs, like, look at the front seven. The receivers ain't got that much time, between the route and the quarterback because the rush is getting there. So when I look at it in that perspective, I realize that I could play more aggressive and hone in more into my strengths, so, it's always good to have, a front seven like that as well.
If someone, alien, comes down and says, I need to find out what Patrick Surtain's deal is, what play do you think last year typifies that experience? What play do you think, and again, only 52 targets, so sometimes it's just the fact that the quarterbacks throw away from you. But if you were to say this, I want this on the Patrick Surtain teach tape, what play would that be from last year?
I'll think my interception against the Colts. A lot of people say the pick six, but that's kind of getting old on me a little bit. I've seen it plenty of times. I think the most underrated interception I had was against the Colts because it was sort of like I baited the QB into making a specific throw that he thought he had. And then he threw it, and I baited him into throwing an interception. It was pretty cool. It was like a Tampa 2 coverage. So basically my job is the flat. And I was reading quarterback eyes and vision. So anything that comes in my zone in the flat, I really break off of and, to make a play off. And he threw it into my flat zone. But while he was doing it, I baited him into thinking I took somebody else. Then he thought he had somebody open, then I baited him into interception. So, if you've seen it on film, it's pretty much self-explanatory in that regard. So it's pretty cool.
What is the art key to baiting a quarterback like that? Is that using your eyes? Is it using your feet? Like, is it everything to make him think, to lull him into a false sense of security?
Yeah, it's like deceptive in a way. You sort of make it seem like in quarterback's vision that you're going this way, but in reality, you're not. So it's like chess, not checkers. I think, you're just playing mind games a little bit, moving around with your disguise, showing a certain look before the snap. Then once the snaps start, making him think his read is there than not, So it's like a cat and mouse game for sure.
If the Broncos are legitimate Super Bowl contenders this year, it's because you guys did what?
I say we bought into the process. I think that's one of the key things I see with Super Bowl winning teams.
Because the Denver Broncos are charging into the 2025 NFL season with a defense that's not just good, it's terrifying. Last year, this unit skyrocketed from a pathetic 27th in points allowed to a jaw-dropping 3rd, surrendering just 3 points per game, and leading the league with a monstrous 63 sacks. That's not just improvement, it's a revolution. Under the genius of defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, this squad has become a quarterback's worst nightmare, Picture this. Patrick Surtain II, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, baiting quarterbacks like a master chess player. As he did in that iconic interception against the Colts, he didn't just pick off the ball, he stole the QB's soul, reading his eyes and flipping the game in a Tampa 2 coverage clinic. Add in free agent studs Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga, plus first-round pick Jahdae Barron. And this defense isn't just elite, it's a dynasty in the making. Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper are sack machines, with 13, 5 and 10, 5 sacks last year, respectively. And they're only getting hungrier. This is a unit that doesn't just stop offenses, it devours them. But can this ferocious front seven and lockdown secondary carry Denver to the promised land? Let's dive deeper. But a defense this dominant can only take you so far without a quarterback to match. Can Bo Nix rise to the occasion, or will he crumble under the pressure? Let's find out. Broncos country. Let's talk about the man at the center of it all. Bo Nix. This isn't just any quarterback. This is Sean Payton's hand-picked prodigy, a rookie who threw for 29 touchdowns last year, 6th most in the NFL, despite not starting until week 4. That's not just promise, that's production. Payton's so confident he's whispering to insiders that Nix could be a top 5 QB in 2025. Top 5. Let that sink in. While other teams are scraping by with aging relics like 2-year-old Aaron Rodgers or journeymen like Trevor Siemian, the Broncos have a 5-year-old phenom on a rookie deal financially. It's a heist. Compared to Brock Purdy's bloated contract, Nix is a steal, giving Denver cap space to build a juggernaut. But here's the rub. Nix had a rough start last year, and the preseason hasn't exactly inspired confidence. Some fans are panicking, screaming on X about his invisible run game and undisciplined O-line. Yet, Payton's not sweating it. Why? Because he's the king of game planning, saving his best for when it counts. Nix shredded the 49ers' defense in joint practices, carving them up like a Thanksgiving turkey. The question isn't if Nix can handle the spotlight, it's how bright he'll shine. Nix might be the future, but the AFC West is a gauntlet. Can the Broncos capitalize on their rivals' chaos to seize the division crown? Let's break it down. The AFC West is a war zone, and the Broncos are catching breaks left and right. The Raiders, an absolute circus. Their training camp looks like a frat party jousting on go-karts, flipping off fans, and a locker room in disarray after the Christian Wilkins drama. This isn't a playoff team. It's a reality show gone wrong. Sean Payton's banned bucket hats and sunglasses on the sideline, demanding focus, while the Raiders are out here acting like it's spring break. The Chargers, crippled. Their star left tackle, Rashawn Slater, is out with a knee injury, and their running back Najee Harris is sidelined with a swollen eye from a fireworks mishap. Their offense is crumbling. Herbert threw 4 picks in last year's playoffs, and their receivers can't catch a cold. Meanwhile, the Chiefs, despite their dynasty, stumbled last season with a 7.1-point average margin of victory, the weakest 15-win season ever. The Broncos, with a projected 12-5 record and a defense that's a freight train of destruction, are poised to dethrone Kansas City. This is Denver's moment to strike. With the division in disarray, the Broncos' path to glory hinges on their preparation. What's the game plan for their upcoming clash with the Cardinals? Let's dive into the action. This week, Broncos country. It's go time. The joint practices with the Arizona Cardinals on Thursday and the preseason showdown on Saturday are more than just warm-ups. They're a statement. The Cardinals, coming off an 8-win season, bolstered their defensive line, but they're no match for Denver's relentless defense. Reports from camp are electric. Bo Nix is carving up the Cardinals' secondary, while Vance Joseph's defense is snatching interceptions and racking up sacks like it's a Pro Bowl game. Sean Payton's not playing around, he's running a tight ship. Unlike the Raiders' clown show, no vanilla play calling here. Payton's tailoring schemes to exploit Arizona's weaknesses, setting the tone for a season where the Broncos aren't just contenders, they're hungry. The offense, with Evan Engram and J.K. Dobbins as new weapons, is ready to silence the doubters. This isn't just a game, it's a warning shot to the NFL. Denver's coming for the Lombardi Trophy. Broncos country. Are you ready to ride this wave to Super Bowl 60? The Cardinals are just the beginning. With this momentum, can the Broncos cement their status as Super Bowl dark horses? Let's wrap this up. Broncos country. This is it, the moment we've been waiting for since Super Bowl 50. The Denver Broncos aren't just in the conversation, they're screaming to be heard. ESPN's Benjamin Solak says it best. Denver and Minnesota are the only teams with a shot at having the NFL's best offensive line and defense in 2025. That's rare, air championship air. With Quinn Miners anchoring an elite O-line and a defense that's absolutely scary, the Broncos are built to bully their way through the AFC. Bo Nix's potential leap, paired with a defense that could surpass the no-fly zone of 2015, has analysts buzzing. NFL.com projects Denver as the No. 1 defense, edging out the Eagles and Ravens. Terrell Davis, a two-time Super Bowl champ, predicts a 12-5 Eason and an AFC West crown. The Raiders are a joke, the Chargers are wounded, and the Chiefs are vulnerable. This is Denver's time to rise, to shock the NFL, and to hoist that trophy. Stay on the bandwagon. Broncos country. The ride's just getting started.